Hey everyone, welcome and welcome back. I hope that you're having a great day so far. I am really excited to do this and also very nervous. This is not something I've done. I started filming, had to restart because I messed up. But yes, I've never done this on camera before, and this is my first time filming it all the way through, hopefully. So, in any case, if you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back, which I think I've already said. My schedule Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if I'm on point, and Monday and Wednesday, always something related to whatever's going on in life. Fragrance is usually very heavily featured. Fragrance in the form of perfumes, room sprays, candles, whatever. And then Fridays are always devoted to fibromyalgia. If those topics interest you, consider subscribing. Now, I went to a festival some weeks back, like almost 2 months ago, actually about 2 months ago. And the festival, I spent way too much money and had a great time. I stopped at a booth and it was Madame Indigo's closet. And Madame Indigo had many fragrances. She made oils. I smelled a few. I fell in love with the one that I'm talking about today. Brought it home. It gives very much globe-trotting auntie vibes, which suits my energy perfectly. And I decided to look on the website to see if there was a breakdown of the fragrance. There was none. There was no page for this particular fragrance. So even if I wanted to order it, I couldn't order it without reaching out to the company directly because there's no link for it. Now, that being said, if Madame Indigo is watching this, love the oil. Hope the link for Zanzibar becomes live at some point. And that is the scent. It is Zanzibar. Now, several of the oils, from what I recall, because I didn't check before I started filming, are themed after locations, which I love. And Zanzibar is one of them. And let's get into the bottle first and foremost. Very much giving going to Africa slash the Middle East. It is giving North African vibes, even though Zanzibar is not North Africa. It is East Africa. It is right off the coast of Tanzania. It is part of Tanzania, technically. Okay. So, without a write up, I generally would not feel comfortable guessing the notes in a fragrance because I like my nose, I trust my nose, but I don't want to lead anyone astray. But because there was no write up on this, I did not see any reviews on it. I do feel compelled to tell you what notes are in it so that you can get an idea of how you can do this if you ever get a fragrance that you're like, I don't know what's in it. Here's how I did it. I happen to have a really obscene amount of essential oils in my home. And I said, surely I have something that smells like Zanzibar. So let me take the top off. When I smell it, it is definitely an oriental, slightly fruity. It's got some amber essence too, but no actual amber in it. Okay. So that gives you an idea. It's not woody, it's not heavily floral. It's definitely slightly fruity, oriental, a little bit of amber. When I smelled it, I was like, that's nice, right? Couldn't quite place the notes, kept smelling it, figured out some of it. So your top for this is definitely orange or tangerine. It does not give me bergamot, even though I love bergamot and it's in many things. It's a sweet citrus, but not bergamot. So for the top, I'm going to go with a tangerine opener. It's between tangerine and orange. It's not a sour. Yeah, it's not a sour citrus like lemon or lime, nor is it a bitter citrus like grapefruit. Definitely orange or tangerine, somewhere in there, okay? Now, also, orange blossom might be part of it, but I don't have orange blossom essential oil. Um, yeah, I don't have orange blossom essential oil. I had to think about that. So I couldn't smell it to be sure. Okay. So definitely an orange opener. Then I had to think, what is the heart of this? Because it is floral, but it's not floral like rose, and it's not I don't get a ton of floral. I get slightly fruity with the orange, but fruity leading more into your base notes. So I had to ask myself what could be the heart of it. And I came up with two things. I leaned initially a little bit toward a touch of cinnamon essential oil because it does have a tad bit of spice, but most of what I'm suspecting, and even though this is a flower, it still doesn't give me strong floral essence, is neroli. So I have neroli here. I do own some neroli. And this is what it's giving me. And neroli is interesting because yes, it is floral, but it is one of those very sweet florals that gives you the impression that some other notes might be playing in there to sweeten it, even though it's just kind of sweet on its own. So I believe neroli is in Zanzibar as well. Maybe some other slightly spicy notes. Like I said, maybe a touch of cinnamon, but not a lot. Now, for the base, I was not sure what the base was. I've worn it, but I just wasn't certain until I spilled one of my oils on me just a few minutes before filming. And I went to blot and I was, of course, getting a whiff of the fragrance. And I said, that's my base. The base, from what I can tell, let me grab it, is sandalwood. Okay. I'm going to open this carefully and not spill again. Sandalwood is mild, it's sweet, it plays well with so many things, and it's a very wearable fragrance that doesn't do too much. It's a good, I don't want to say neutral, but it is the kind of bass note that you can work with and you can know comfortably. Yeah, fairly inoffensive, not too loud, but just it holds up well to powerful notes as well as softer ones. It just works well with the wide range and doesn't do too much. Okay. Now, those are the three that I think really are the bulk of Zanzibar's makeup. But I did say there might be a couple as I smelled it. Like I said, of course, cinnamon, maybe a touch of cinnamon. Another oil that might factor in is a little bit of frankincense, which I'm going to smell it again. Yeah, frankincense might be in there as well. It's hard to say, of course, without a breakdown, but frankincense might be part of it. Also, because the heart is sweet and floral, neroli was my first thought, but I thought to myself, this could be a little bit present in there, and that's jasmine. I could be wrong, but I thought to myself, jasmine might be it. But my hunch is that orange or tangerine, neroli, and sandalwood are your three basic scents that are in this Zanzibar fragrance. I did not show you all the label. Here you go, Zanzibar. So, yeah, I've never tried to break down a scent with my nose only and what scents I have in the house, but I'm fairly confident that those are the main notes: orange, neroli, and sandalwood. If Madam Indigo sees this, let me know if I'm somewhere in the ballpark. You don't have to give us the secret sauce and give me all the notes or give us all the notes, but let me know if I'm somewhere in that ballpark or if I'm completely off base. Um, and for those who may have smelled it, it is a smaller company, but if you've come across the scent and you know what's in it or you are familiar with the notes, let me know if I'm somewhere in that ballpark of the fragrance. So that's it for today. Just me guessing what the fragrance is. And I would love to do that with other fragrances too. If I ever get really, really good at smelling things, as far as picking up individual notes, I would love to get a fragrance without researching the notes at all, do a test on here, and then look up the fragrance and like put those scents together, look it up, and tell you all how many notes I picked up correctly. This would be really easy, with simpler fragrances and super hard with those higher end fragrances where they use like 20 notes and you can't tell where one thing ends and begins. It's just a symphony for the nose. I love stuff like that. That would be very challenging, but I can start with some basic stuff and have some fun with it and see if I'm correct before I go looking up the notes. I might do that with the next major fragrance purchase I do. We'll see. So, anyway, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you've ever done that with a fragrance, tried to figure out what the notes are before you looked it up. And I'd love to hear that story if you have tried. And I will talk to you all very soon. Take care. Bye bye.